वेलकम बैक टू इलस्ट्रेटेड केस लॉ सीरीज। तो आज है इसका फोर्थ पार्ट। अब तक हमने बहुत सारे केस लॉस कर लिए हैं। इसमें आज क्या करने वाले हैं ये देख लेते हैं। तो आज हम ये करेंगे ओल्गा तेलीज एंड अदर्स वर्सेस बॉम्बे म्यूनसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, मोहम्मद अहमद खान वर्सेस शाह बानो बेगम, रूरल लिटिगेशन एंड एंटाइटलमेंट केंद्र वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी, मैरी रॉय वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला, इंदिरा सहानी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया का केस। तो सबसे पहले हमारा जो केस लॉ आ जाता है वो है ओल्गा तेलीज एंड अदर्स वर्सेस बॉम्बे म्यूनसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का केस। तो जो ये केस है ये अपने आप में एक प्लाइट है, किसके लिए? स्लम ड्वेलर्स के लिए, लार्ज मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज के लिए। फैक्ट्स क्या हैं? एक रिट पिटिशन फाइल करता है एक जर्नलिस्ट जिसका नाम है ओल्गा टेलीज, और उसके साथ में 2 पेमेंट ड्वेलर्स भी शामिल होते हैं जिनके एस्टैब्लिशमेंट्स डिमोलिश कर दिए गए थे with an order of eviction and deportation of slum payment dwellers passed by the government of Maharashtra, citing the Bombay Municipal Act 1988. सेकेंड ग्रुप ऑफ पिटिशनर्स भी आए जिनकी प्ली इसी प्ली के साथ सुनी गई। तो जो 2 डिफरेंट स्लम्स थे उन्होंने एलिगेशंस लगाए to deport them from their place of settlement even though they had obtained an order of injunction restraining the offer of the government from carrying on the directive of above mentioned order of eviction. अब क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ यहाँ पे क्या आ जाता है? पहला है कि जो एम्बिट है आर्टिकल 32 की वो क्या स्टॉपल को भी कवर करती है? And estoppel can be obtained against the enforcement of fundamental right under Article 32. Second बोलता है whether forcible eviction and uprooting of their settlement deprive slum dwellers of their livelihood and consequently of their right to life as guaranteed by Article 21 of Constitution is further in violation of their right to occupation and right to settle as given in 191E, 191G of Constitution of India. थर्ड क्वेश्चन है वेदर द लॉ इज लेड डाउन इन सेक्शन 314, अगर उसको रीड करें 312 और 13 किसके साथ? बॉम्बे म्यूनसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन एक्ट की यहाँ पे बात हो रही है, जो एम्पावर करता है म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर को कि वो कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है, कोई स्ट्रक्चर है, कोई सेटअप है किसी भी स्ट्रीट में बिना नोटिस के, ये क्या रीजनेबल, फेयर और जस्ट है? कोर्ट क्या बोलता है यहाँ पे? कोर्ट ने बोला दैट द पिटिशंस वर मेंटेनेबल अंडर 32 which gives one the right to approach Supreme Court in case of violation of fundamental right and that there can be no estoppel against the issue of constitutional powers. कोर्ट बोलता है no individual can barter away the freedom conferred upon him by the constitution, a concession made by him in a proceeding whether under a mistake of law or otherwise that he does not process or will not enforce any particular fundamental right cannot create an estoppel against him that or any subsequent proceedings. Such a concession if enforced would defeat the purpose of the constitution. अगला क्वेश्चन जो कोर्ट का राइज होता है, जो एड्रेस किया था कोर्ट ने, that was related to article 21. No person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. Contention whether a right to life meant a right to livelihood was cleared when Supreme Court unequivocally stated that a right to life would be meaningless without ensuring means of livelihood. Court held that no person can live without the means of living, that is the means of livelihood. If right to livelihood is not treated as part of constitution right to life, the easiest way of depriving a person his right to life would be to deprive him of his means of livelihood to the point of abrogation. Such deprivation would not only denude the life of its effective content and meaningless, but it would make life impossible to live. And yet such deprivation would not have to be in accordance with the procedure established by law if the right to livelihood is not regarded as a part of the right to life. Giving consideration to the plight of payment and slum dwellers, an economic compulsion that forced them to lead an absentable life, the Supreme Court further held that right to occupation as well as right to settle as in Article 19(1)(e) and 19(1)(g) have been violated by the Bombay Municipal Corporation Act 1888. As an eviction from the dwelling, however, its nature might be will lead to disruption of their occupation and settlement. Court, however, also specified that such need had to be judged carefully and exercised only when no other option was available. In the current case, court said the right to be heard ought to have been extended to the payment dwellers, that is, notice ought to have been served with before eviction. In light of this reasoning, court passed an order of eviction along with offer of alternative pitches with a month's notice to be extended to the payment dwellers. Next question, case law is that Muhammad Ahmad Khan versus Shah Bano Begum. Appellant in this case was married to the respondent in 1932 and 1975. The appellant husband drove the respondent wife out of the matrimonial home, and in 1978, respondent filed a petition under 125 for maintenance. In the same year, appellant divorced the respondent by an irrevocable talaq and took the defense that since she is no longer of his wife, since he had already paid the dowry during the period of iddah, as is required under the Muslim personal law, he has no obligation to maintain her. आगे क्या होता है, 1979 में एक मजिस्ट्रेट ऑर्डर कर देते हैं कि भाई एक नॉमिनल 25 रुपए का आप इसको मंथली मेंटेनेंस दोगे. हाई कोर्ट उसको बढ़ाकर 179 कर देते हैं. हाँ, अपीलेंट अब चली जाता है, जो हस्बैंड है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में. क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ क्या है? क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ बोलता है whether provision of 125 of CRPC can be operational above the provision of the personal law that governs the parties, and what role the court play in taking a step towards the uniform civil code which envisioned replacing personal law with a common set of law governing every citizen in Article 44 of Constitution. कोर्ट बोलता है 125 जो CRPC का है वो सेकुलर नेचर है, और इस प्रोविजन का पर्पस क्या है? स्पीडी और समरी रेमेडी दी जाए जिन लोगों के पास कोई साधन नहीं है अपने आप को मेंटेन करने के लिए. अगर एक पर्सन किसी जिसके पास सफिशिएंट मींस है वर फाउंड टू नेग्लेक्ट गिविंग मेंटेनेंस टू एनी डिपेंडेंट्स अंडर 125, अट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा. और कोर्ट ने ये भी बोला है कि हस्बैंड की लाइबिलिटी है कि वो मेंटेनेंस लिमिटेड नहीं होगा पीरियड ऑफ इद्दत तक, बट फॉर एज लॉन्ग एज द वाइफ इज अनेबल टू मेंटेन हर सेल्फ और हैज रीमेरिड इवन व्हेन द इद्दत पीरियड इज ओवर. अगला केस हमारा आ जाता है रूरल लिटिगेशन एंड एंटाइटलमेंट केंद्र वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी. फैक्ट्स क्या है? कोर्ट इस प्रेजेंट केस में ट्रीट करता है एक लेटर जो कि पिटिशनर से मिला है उसको एज अ रिट पिटिशन, और उस लेटर में पिटिशनर अलर्ट करता है दैट द माइनिंग ऑफ लाइमस्टोन क्वेरीज दैट वर बीइंग कैरिड आउट in and around Mussoorie Hills were adversely affecting the ecology of area and causing environmental disturbance and affecting perennial water springs. Question of law यहाँ पे क्या रेज हो रहा है? The court in its judgment sought to strike a balance between twin goals of conservation and development. Court क्या बोल रहा है? Court held the court it brings into sharp focus a conflict between development and conservation and serves to emphasize the need for reconciling the two in larger interest of country. इस पर्पस के लिए कि सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स माइंस एक्ट में है या नहीं, माइंस रूल ऑब्जर्व किए गए हैं या नहीं, whether there was any danger of landslide or any hazard to individual cattle, agricultural land by carrying on mining operation, the court appointed Bhargav committee. The committee in its report divided limestone quarries into three categories A, B, C. A having the least and quarries in category C having the most adverse effect. After comparative analysis of the report, court gave following directions. Limestone quarries classified in category C in Bhargav committee report should be closed down. और कोई स्टे ऑर्डर ऑब्टेन किया जाता है कोर्ट से परमिटिंग कंटिन्यूएंस ऑफ माइनिंग ऑपरेशन वुड स्टैंड डिसॉल्व, वो डिसॉल्व हो जाएगा. मोreover the subsisting lease in respect of these limestone quarries would also stand terminated without any liability against the state of Uttar Pradesh. Limestone quarries classified categories A of Bhargav committee report and category of the working group report are concerned must be divided into two classes. One class consists of those which are within the steel limit of Mussoorie and other consisting of those which are outside the limit. The limestone quarries falling outside the limit of Mussoorie should be allowed to be operated subject of the course to the observance of the requirement of Mines Act 1952, prioritizing the welfare of people over the economic benefit accruing to the lessee of limestone quarries. कोर्ट बोलता है this would be undoubtedly cause hardship to the miners, but it is a price that has to be paid for protecting and safeguarding right people to live in healthy environment with minimal disturbance of ecological balance and without avoidable hazard to them and to their cattle, homes, agricultural land and undue affection of air, water and environment. अगला वेरी फेमस केस इज मैरी रॉय वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला का है. फैक्ट्स क्या है? पिटिशनर प्रोवोक्ड बाय हर ओन एक्सपीरियंस sought to secure equal inheritance right for Indian women belonging to Syrian Christian community of Travancore by bringing them within the ambit of Indian Succession Act 1925. पिटीशन फाइल हुई 32 में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के में. किस लिए? Following provision of Travancore Christian Act 1092 in section 24, 28, 29 discriminated against women and violated their constitutional right to equality under Article 19. पहला था डॉटर एंटाइटल नहीं थी कि ससीड कर सके प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द इंटरस्टेट. शी वॉज एंटाइटल टू 1/4 ऑफ द शेयर ऑफ सन और ₹5,000 whichever is less. Daughter was not entitled to anything if स्त्रीधन was promised or provided to her by intestate or by his wife, husband or their heirs. अभी बोल रहे हैं कि जो प्रोविजन है त्रावणकोर क्रिश्चियन सक्सेशन एक्ट 1092 के, वो क्या अल्ट्रा वायरस है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के? और whether the enactment of Part B states intestate succession was to be governed by Indian Succession Act 1925 or the Travancore Christian Succession Act 1092. कोर्ट बोलता है court decided the case holding that Part B Act excluded operation of Travancore Act and thereby did away the need for examining the first question of constitutionality of the act. Court established that the law applicable from April 1, 1951 to intestate succession among Christians of the Travancore area of state of Kerala is the Indian Succession Act 1925. Thereafter, High Court of Kerala ruled that the Cochin Christian Succession Act 1921 also stood repealed by Part B State Laws Act 1951. Supreme Court entitled Syrian Christian women to an equal share in their father's property. This brought them similar right as member of Christian community in the rest of India who were governed by the Indian Succession Act 1925. Though this judgment, Christian all over India were governed by the Indian Succession Act 1925, which provides that property of an intestate to be disturbed distributed equally among the male and female children. अगला बहुत जरूरत से ज़्यादा फेमस केस लॉ है इंदिरा सहानी एंड अदर्स वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. जब से हमें आज़ादी मिली है, जब से अब तक हमारी सरकार ने बहुत सारे स्टेप्स लिए हैं इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज अफर्मेशन एक्शंस के लिए और ये रियलाइज कराने के लिए उन प्रोविजंस को जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया के फर्स्ट और सेकंड बैकवर्ड क्लासेस के कमीशंस के रिगार्डिंग है और coming into force of the recommendation of Mandal Commission regarding 27% reservation for jobs in central government and offices से संबंधित है. क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ यहाँ पे क्या है? स्कोप एंड एक्सटेंट interrelation between Article 16.1 and 16.4 of Constitution, clarity on the meaning of term backward classes of students, identification criteria, nature and extent of reservation available. Reaction to the application of Mandal Commission recommendation unfolded rapidly with widespread student uprising and riots. It was in the backdrop of these events that Supreme Court transferred to itself all the petition made challenging the implementations. कोर्ट क्या बोल रहा है? The bench was of the opinion that Article 14 was not an exception to Article 19. The majority of judges were of the view that Article 16(4) was exhaustive of reservation for the complete concept of reservation. The next task before the court was regarding the term backward class of students. Court said at initial stage of recruitment, reservation can be made in favor of the backward classes of students, but once they enter the service, efficiency of administration demand that these members to compete with the others and earn promotion like all others. No further distinction can be made thereafter. Crutches cannot be provided throughout one's career that would not be in interest of efficiency of administration nor in the larger interest of the nation. Regarding the nature and scope of reservation, court held sub-classification within the OBC. If scheduled tribes and castes and other backward classes are lumped together, OBC will take away all vacancies, leaving ST and STs high and dry. Same logic also warrants categorization as between more backward and backward. When we do not mean to say we may reiterate that this should be done, we are only saying that if a state chose to do so, it is not impermissible in law. One-time reservation, the court holding that reservation were to be initial affair not extending to the promotion, said that reservation are not anti-meritorious. It is undeniable that nature has endowed merit upon member of backward classes as much as it has endowed upon member of other classes, that what is required is an opportunity to prove. It may not therefore be said that reservation were anti-meridian. 50% rule reservation are not exceed the allotted 50%, but in extraordinary situations some relaxation in this rule may be given with extreme situation. Thank you so much. ये था हमारा पार्ट 4 फॉर इलस्ट्रेटेड केस लॉज. बने रहिए आगे के लिए. प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करें, शेयर करें. थैंक यू सो मच. बाय.